Hello, everybody. We're here with another author from our series. Today we've got Lynell Green, and she is in the Grit and Tenacity Women Transforming Leadership in Business and Community book. Welcome to the group, Lynell. Would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us a bit about yourself, your chapter, what you do in your work.
Great. Well, thank you for the opportunity, Kathy. I appreciate it. I think the fundamental why I even was interested in the book is because it is critical, I believe, that women not only get in rooms where decisions are being made in terms of how businesses are run, but that they're allowed to be there not as clones of the men, but they really bring their feminine energy, feminine voice, another perspective into the room so that those decisions, that any decisions being made can be influenced by that. A little bit about my background. My first job out of college was for an international CPA firm. And once again, that was primarily, most rooms I went in were primarily men, primarily white men, and nothing against white men, but that was how I was trained to exceed in that environment. And I went on to work in corporate America, where I was, once again, usually the only woman in the room, and most likely and highly likely the only person of color in the room. So and I'm not shy, so it didn't matter to me, but I just found that the men were like, I think they were accustomed to women kind of like making themselves smaller to accommodate their agenda, and that's not me at all. So I have no problem. I was raised with boys. I have no problem saying my piece, and it's okay that you disagree, but I do think it's important that women own the fact that we need to be in those rooms, and it's not always comfortable. It's you have to be ready for disagreement for disagreement's sake, and be unapologetic, which is what leads me to what I'm focused on now, which is, audacious leadership. Because I believe there's some fundamental criteria for what I consider audacious leadership, but one of them is to own your own voice. And as women, I think that's important. You might be in a room where you're the only one saying what there is to be said, and it may not be comfortable, but being willing to be the only one and be audacious in not only bold in what you say, but even bold in your strategy. It takes audacity to create a strategy that you know will work, that maybe fly in the face of what the company's been doing up to that point. So that's my focus now, is audacious leadership. And I believe in that chapter, fundamentally, that's the undercurrent, that women, that whatever you might be afraid of or not feel like you can do, that we deal with our fears, confront them, and allow our courageousness to rise to the forefront and make the contribution we're committed to making. That's a long answer, but that's that's all
Perfect.
of that is what came to mind when you asked the question. Yeah.
No, I love that. And yeah, the title of your chapter was Mastering the Art of Getting Out of Your Own Way. And so is there any other thoughts around that with your chapter and what you included in that you'd like to
Sure.
also share?
Sure. Thanks for the question. Well, one of the things about leadership in general that, a lot of times people feel that, well, it's a glass ceiling, or I haven't had the opportunities, or, whatever they think the obstacles are. And I'm not saying those obstacles aren't real, because they are. But I also believe that many times the biggest obstacle is us. Like, we talk ourselves out of going for the next level for whatever fears or insecurities, or feeling like we're not ready or not good enough, not strong enough. Um, and, it's very different than what the approach that men take a lot of times, and being willing to just take on the challenge, and you might fail, just fail fast and get back up and keep it moving. So the getting out of your own way really is around dealing with your own fears, your own inhibitions, whatever it is that stops you. We all have things that we know have stopped us in the past. And if we're not paying attention, they will continue to show up and stop us into the future. So it's an art to notice when those things show up for us, and that we master that art of moving those things out of the way so we can be about bringing our best work to the world.
Oh, I love that. And as you know, the theme of the book is women transforming leadership in business and community. And so just looking, what would be your perspective on how women are doing that? How are they really transforming leadership in business and community?
Well, I mean, as we know as women, we do have a maternal instinct, whether we have children or not. It's not really driven by that, and some people more so than others. But I do believe that there are some organizations we can look around that when there were women on the board or more women in the C-suite, there was a more sensitive approach to the resource called humans, right? That there's no mistake, there's no coincidence rather as to why the human resource function is dominated by women. The majority, a higher percentage, I don't know the exact numbers, but it is considered to be a high percentage role where women are there because women care, I think, at a very distinct level. Even if we know as business owners there has to be profitability, we're not confused about that. The business has to be effective and competitive in the marketplace. We're not confused about that. But I think we don't sacrifice people as quickly. Um, I just think we don't. I think it's our maternal instinct. So if we're even in the rooms with Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies where they're launching into new marketplaces, I think having a woman in the room that's concerned about the people, concerned about the communities, concerned about in many levels the planet, like we have a different level we hold, I feel, we hold caring and kindness. Not that men can't be caring and kind, I'm not saying that, but I think we just hold it as at a more visceral level, that it's more instinctive, for us. And thank God for the women that have trained their sons to be that way. But it's more of a training I find with men. They've trained and transformed, but with women, if we allow it, it's really right there for us. And I think it impacts every decision that businesses make when a woman is even at the helm or even at the table and allowed to contribute. Makes a difference.
Perfect, perfect. And I'm sure everybody is excited to read your chapter and to check out the book as it's coming out. And just a quick note around how could people connect with you? If people read your chapter and they're really interested to learn more, what's the best way for them to connect with you?
The best way is to go to our website, which is lynellsplace.com, and that's LYNELLSPLACE.com.
Perfect, perfect. I'm sure they'll find lots of information there as well. Well, it's wonderful to have you on this speaker series, and I'm so happy that you're in the book with us. And thank you for coming in here and giving us more of your wisdom.
Oh, absolute pleasure. And thank you for doing this work. I know it's a labor of love, Kathy. So thank you for bringing all of this together. Appreciate it.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you.